What was it?
It was a combination of alcohol and tortilla chips. Just burped.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Hello again, guys. Welcome to Some Gaming Podcast. I am Adam O'Shea. With me, as always, is Chadwick Armstrong.
Holy shit. 2
What?
weeks in a row, motherfucker.
What?
We're doing it 2 weeks in a row. We didn't miss a week.
Oh, the podcast. I
Yeah.
thought, I was like, I called you Chadwick last week, too. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. Like, actual, like, doing stuff on time when it's supposed to be done.
We'll see. I'll post this 2 weeks from now.
Cool. Okay, good. Wouldn't want to mess with expectations.
No, not at all. So, of course, what we do here, we drink some booze, we talk about games. Like I said last week, we're another stupid fucking podcast.
Stupid podcast.
Fucking podcast about video games. But yeah, let's get right into the few things that did happen. The main thing that went on, as far as news-wise, we'll cover is Star Wars Battlefront. We talked about you don't really care. You're fresh. I give a fucks. But that trailer was really pretty, Chad.
Behold my field of fucks and see that it is barren.
You gotta admit that
It's a pretty trailer, yeah. Now I want to see what the actual game looks like.
Exactly. That's what everyone's pretty
in-engine
much saying.
footage, but
yes.
that doesn't fucking tell me anything.
The old Killzone scam.
Oh, yeah.
I've been wary ever since. I'm sure there were ones before that, but that was the biggest, like...
Yeah, everybody's like, this is amazing!
Yeah, and afterwards they were like, this is what it's gonna look like? And they were like, this is what we want it to look like. And they were like, but this was like you guys showing off the game, right? And they were like... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about the game we were showing off. Like, they were just dodging
This is definitely our target.
Yeah. It's a pretty trailer. But yeah, it looks awesome. Some of the new info we got about it, there's no campaign.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, there's no campaign at all. There's going to be, like, some co-op mission type stuff. But I guess I'll probably like take the place of that. Up to 40 players on their largest game mode.
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty large. No space battles.
Boom.
All the like dogfighting will be done in the atmosphere.
Boom.
Yeah, they gave reasons for. I can't particularly remember them right now, but basically it boiled down to they were like, we don't think it'd be fun.
How awesome would
kind
it
of
be
thing.
to have like 2 fucking Star Destroyers or something, and then you can hop on vehicles and go between them, or have like little ships?
That'd be crazy,
in
but I think
between.
you're just talking about like Star Citizen at this point, not Star Citizen.
No,
you're
I mean,
talking
like-
about like any other like giant.
I mean, like, you don't have to be able to pilot them. I'm saying, like, you can be a foot soldier and you can be attacking between
okay,
them.
I got you.
And then
yeah.
you can hop on vehicles to go between
I thought you were
them.
saying like have one person like piloting a giant Star Destroyer, like fucking.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like,
Yeah.
trying to take over each ship or whatever like that.
Yeah, me too.
Problem is, like, it'd be weird because it'd be 2 Empire ships.
That's true.
But you could just say the rebels took one over or whatever. I don't know.
But yeah, so they were talking about that, and then let's see, what else do we find out? You can play like iconic characters. It's kind of like a perk thing. Seems like when you get up enough, like you'll respawn as some, depending on what side you're on. Like you can respawn as Vader. There's Boba Fett.
Bobo Fett.
Bobo Fett. Oh, hobo Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Oh man. It's weird that, like, you drink and you're like, you don't notice it until you start talking a lot.
And you're like, man, I sound drunk.
Yeah, I feel my face muscles right now. Like, I don't feel drunk, but I guess it's because I'm like, you need to say things properly and stuff like that. But yeah, so we'll probably see some other characters come into that.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it. And then there's going to be, brace yourself, there's going to be free DLC. This is an EA game.
I was going to say, from EA, are you sure?
There's free DLC. So if you pre-order, you get the DLC December 1st, I think. Everybody else gets it on the 8th, I want to say, if I remember right. But what it is it's another map from the new Star Wars movie that's coming out in December. So I guess that's why they did that. They had it in the game, but they're like, we don't want everyone... Because this game, I think, comes out in November. So I guess they didn't want to spoil...
It's now, like, that's when it's supposed to come out. Does that mean
they have no room? They can't push that.
I mean,
it has to coincide with the movie. They can't.
I mean, they could push it back to come out when the movie comes out.
Yeah, but that's not even a large window. That's like we need another week, and in that week we're going to polish this rock.
They did that with fucking what was it? Shadows of Mordor. Bumped it back.
What, a week? Yeah,
like 2 or 3 weeks. But I mean,
Assassin's Creed
on the other hand,
pushed back like a month.
Yeah, on the other hand, it's also EA, and I don't think they have any reservations about releasing a product that isn't finished. So they'll hit that date whether or not it's ready. That's my thing with this. Is like, even if I was extremely excited,
man. Well, that's what people were saying too, because it's DICE. And they were like, "Oh, is it going to work?"
Yeah,
har har har.
Which makes me sad because DICE used to be one of my favorite developers, and they just. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, even if I was super excited about it because it's EA, I'm not going to buy it until after it's out. Like, once it's out, it's working, and people say it's good, then maybe I'll think about it. But
yeah,
been scorned too many times recently with EA, so I'm actually one of those people
that just keep believing that the grass textures look better on the new map, and they never do.
I actually am one of those people though that, like, I used to buy EA games the day they came out, but I am one of those people that's like, nope, I'm going to fucking wait. Because I'm gonna, if, like, most of their games that come out that I'm really excited for, once they come out, I'm kind of like, I mean, I want to play it, but I'm not, like, I have to. So I find it's a lot easier to resist the temptation to get it after it's been out. And then once you find out, half of it's broken, then I don't want to give them my money anyway, so I can more easily vote with my wallet than, oh my god, this game's coming out today, I have to play it like all my friends are.
That's true. But I have to do that.
I know you have to. That's fine.
If it's a game I'm really excited for, like, I have to get it day one. Although I've been less, like, inclined to do that though over the past couple of years. Like Unity, I bought day one collector's edition. I had no time to play it when I bought it though. Like I didn't even get to that game until like a month after it came out. Like
probably
I had the collector's edition sitting around. Yeah, and that's why that game wasn't bad to me, because they had done patched and fixed most of the stuff. So,
same here.
There's been a couple of things like that where now I'm just like, if I get something that'll sit around. But I absolutely do what you're talking about, where sometimes if there is a game that I don't buy that I'm really excited for, and I'm like, I don't have time to play it, I'll buy it when I do, then after a couple of weeks, like, I just don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of like, because there's always new stuff on the horizon, and then it's like, oh, it's okay, or even if it's a great game, we always hype things up thinking they're like, I don't know.
This is going to be the second coming.
The second coming, yeah, exactly. So...
Yeah, I did that with Destiny. Like, I mean, Destiny is it's still a solid game, but it's not like, if I were to look at it now, had I not bought it, I wouldn't be buying it right now.
Yeah.
Granted, if you wanted to play like progression in that game, you kind of needed to have it a while ago.
Yeah.
But.
I got the collector's edition of that game, and I tried to play it again like last week, and I just couldn't. I just walked around the tower the whole time, and I was like, I have no reason to go off to any of the worlds and do anything. Like, the gameplay, the mechanics, everything is so solid, but I was like, there's no reason for me to do anything right now. Like, I have nothing. And I played that game pretty far out after most people fell off. Mm-hmm. Like, I was one of those people that was still doing it, still grinding and doing the raid and stuff like that. But I haven't even played the new raid.
Yeah.
And I got the collector's edition, which came with the season pass, so I got all that. But, like, that's it.
That's why I'm so hesitant to get season passes, too, because I just know that, like, my attention span for some games is so short.
Yeah, I never get the season passes for anything. I'll get them, like, after the fact. If I'm like, okay, I really want this content. But to me, that's just crazy. That's crazy being like, this game isn't out yet. Yeah, let me buy more content for it, not even knowing if it's going to be good or anything like that. So, to be fair, though, I did that because I bought the collector's edition. But
it's not like you went out and specifically bought it.
I can see going back into it, but it's just, like I said, a lot of the people I was playing with now aren't really playing it, and that's really the only reason to play it anymore, is to get with people and do it. Did you hear that the new expansion for Destiny, the House of Wolves, isn't going to have a raid at all?
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't it raise the level cap, though?
I believe it does, yeah. It probably does.
But,
I mean, who cares?
Yeah, that's especially weird to raise the level cap and then not have anything at that new level cap to do.
Now, I know they're going to have more story stuff, and there was something... Oh, man. Of course I blinked on this right now. There was something else that they were adding to, but it wasn't anything as large as a raid. Because the story stuff in the last DLC took me... Like, I finished it in, 2 hours. And it wasn't even really... stories. It was just a mission thing. Go here, kill this guy. Okay. And you're going to some of the same environments. In most of the cases, it's the same.
That's how I feel like a lot of DLC is like cash-ins, where it's just like, hey, go through that same area you've been through before in the main game, but now we're going to give you new story quests to do there.
Yeah. Well, Destiny's horrible about that. And it's the exact same areas. One of the strikes was just replaying a previous area, but in reverse. Yeah. So you just went the opposite way.
So like Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. I really like that game. I just don't have a reason to play it right now. Yeah. There's nothing for me to do. And like you said, the level cap, I haven't capped out my level from the previous DLC when they raised it. Mm-hmm. And I went in, I was like, yeah, I could do that. I could grind and get my level cap up. But I was like, what's the point? Yeah. There's no... And I saw people had new armor and stuff like that, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So they have, unique gear. But then I looked around, and everyone had the same gear on. It was just from that piece of DLC.
Yeah, that's another thing I felt like with Destiny is, there's very little visual differentiation between people in that game. It's really hard to stand out.
Yeah. I mean, I think you, especially since you stopped so early on, you were only level 8 or something like that. 12.
Well, I mean, I've seen people with my boss.
But I was just saying, gameplay wise. Yeah. I think it's worth it for you to go in and level up your character and finish the game out, just because it is fun and it plays and handles mechanically so well and everything like that, and it has this lore and everything that you really want to explore the world. It's just after you get past that, you realize, there's not much more to explore kind of thing. But when you are in that space where you are now and you keep going on, that's where that game's really golden. It's just after the fact. To me, there's no replay though.
They didn't really do endgame too well.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are criticizing and saying EA is going to be here's a $40 DLC if you want to, ride a speeder bike or something like that in Star Wars.
I'll tell you what, EA does need to be really careful about the fact they're releasing an online-only game, basically. And the
2-player split screen.
True. That's great. Yeah. But the last big multiplayer-only game was Evolve, and what did they try to do? Gouge people with DLC like crazy, and it tanked. Yeah. And the game before that was Titanfall. And that one kind of tanked too, and it was online only. Yeah. So they need to be careful about that. They need to stop pulling the same shit they always do and actually release a solid... you can do DLC, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I get that that's the business model they're going to go for, but they need to have a substantial experience up front to keep people there long enough for them to discover the DLC.
Yeah. My thing, especially with DLC, is if you want to do DLC for... a character customization thing, that's fine. I think that's fine as long as your initial character customization is well fleshed out. Yeah. I hate it when games are you get 3 choices, but pay me $10 and you get 5 choices. I don't like that. If you have I can do a lot of character customization and it doesn't really matter if I have the DLC, I'm still satisfied that I feel like my character looks different or, unique or something like that and isn't generic, then I'm fine with you doing DLC.
Yeah.
Because then if I don't get it, I still feel like I don't have to pay $30 or whatever. But my thing is, I don't want them to charge for like maps or anything. That's what I hate. Because that also it splits the player base.
Yeah.
Because then you can only play with people that do have the maps or don't have the maps. So I think they should release the maps free and just do other
kind of like the League of Legends style model. Yeah.
Yeah. And just do other stuff like that.
Keep all the actual like meaty content free, and then everything that's subsidiary to it is
or at least where you can, play through and earn like an in-game currency type thing like League does. So
I'll tell you what
I'm trying to make my chair not squeak, but I keep wanting to move and stuff like that.
I'll tell you what recent DLC really pissed me off was the Mortal Kombat DLC.
Really grind your gears.
Yeah, it really did grind my gears. Did you see the Mortal Kombat stuff?
No.
You can pay for easy fatalities. Now, granted, it doesn't affect gameplay, because at that point you've already won. It's just a winning with a flourish. Yeah. But, on the other hand, it's not adding anything. You're not getting any content, but it's like $1 per 5 easy fatalities. And then you have to pay more.
So you can only do it 5 times?
Yeah, and then you pay more. That's pretty bullshit.
To me, yeah, but to me, that's not even... I'm not even mad at that. To me, that's like you're taking advantage of, like, lazy people.
True.
And I'm fine with that.
True.
Like,
I guess...
If someone... Because are the fatalities before that, like, the old school, like, combination?
Yeah.
And then you gotta do it? I'm fine with that. If you're like, I don't want to learn the combination, I just beat you in an online match, but I'm too lazy to learn the combination... I'm going to pay $1 so I hit down and X.
Yeah.
And now you're dead.
Well, see, my issue is I just don't want that ideal spreading to the rest of games.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm worried about. And everybody always says, oh, well, it's just a slippery slope argument. Yeah, but that's what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, people said that about horse armor, and people were overreacting to horse armor in Oblivion, and they're like, oh, it's fine, companies will learn. But then we have Evolve.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen, and I'm just worried about that becoming more prevalent. And it's like, I don't want people to be able to pull off some crazy-ass moves just because they paid $1 every 5 times they do it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in that case, it's game-breaking, and I think they will learn from that. Like, no one's going to support a game where, like... Because that's the definition of pay-to-win.
I mean,
right there.
There are other games, too, that are morphing into that, like PlanetSide 2. It didn't used to be that way, but they're introducing more stuff with recent updates that are actually becoming more pay-to-win. And it's like people are already invested in that game, and now that they've got their hooks in them, they're just kind of trying to milk them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's true. Executives will be executives. Speaking of executives, did you see that Phil Harrison left Microsoft?
I did not.
Phil Harrison is the Europe VP of Microsoft, and
didn't he used to be for Sony? I thought he was with Sony.
Oh, Phil Harrison? Do you know who do you want me to pull up a picture?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
he should be tall and bald.
Yeah, that's about 30 of them. Let's see.
Yep. Yeah, he was with Sony.
That guy.
Back when PS3 was launching.
Yep, he was the director of Sony. But yeah, there was a rumor before this that he had said something about, like, if I don't... Okay, I don't know if he had said it directly, but there was an inside source claiming that he was trying to get a promotion and was saying that if he didn't get that promotion, he was going to leave the company or something like that. But I could quote you all the things that were said about him leaving, but I guarantee you could just tell me right now all the things because they're very business. It's the same thing everyone says all the time. Very PR type stuff, and he was blah blah blah. Great time, many friends, all this kind of thing.
I'm very proud of the work that I've done with the wonderful people at Microsoft.
Yeah, so I don't really know what he's going on to do right now, but
he's going to go to Zynga. That's where Microsoft execs go to die.
No, he's not there anymore.
Don Mantrick?
Yep, he's not at Zynga.
Well, Zynga just lost their business lease or whatever, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got kicked out of their office.
The old, like, the creator or whatever is now taking over as, like, CEO, and he's back on his salary of, I think it's $1 a year.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Well, people, I don't really make actually that much money, but I have a mansion. On $1 a year, really?
They tell me it's nice.
I need to go to one of those $1 a year salaries, I guess.
Man, enjoy that McDonald's once a year.
Random news fact, apparently Gwyneth Paltrow tried to go on the food stamp diet and failed. But then people were criticizing her because the food stamp diet's like $29 a week. But that's only if you... first off, that's only if you have a part-time job. If you don't even have anything, you get more than that.
Okay, I kind of saw this, but I didn't read it. What's the food stamp? That, like, you have to survive off food stamps?
Like, how much they give you in food stamps. You have to try and survive off of that.
Okay.
And I think she made it like 2 weeks. And she had to quit. But people were talking about the fact she bought like 10 or 11 limes one of the weeks. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing with all these limes?
Why can't I hold all these limes?
Like, of course you failed. You're not buying anything with any nutritional value. You're just buying limes.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Plus, she also has kids.
What is it, $29 a week?
$29 a week.
Oh my god, I could eat like a fucking king for $29 a week.
I know, just buy a fucking shit ton of ramen and then get stuff to dress it up.
Yeah, I've eaten off like $10 or $5 a week. Like, that's all I've had in my bank account.
Yeah, I used to eat off of about $1 a day.
Yeah.
When I was on my own. It was no big deal.
Yeah. So. That's crazy.
She's just bad at managing money, I guess. Helps that she's a millionaire, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I wonder if she just said I couldn't do it because it makes a bigger statement about, like, how we need to...
That's the other thing people were saying is, like, well, would it really have been newsworthy if she was like, yeah, I went on the diet and I was fine?
Yeah. Yeah.
That wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, these whiny babies talking about it. I did
Stupid
it.
poor people.
Let's see. What's the other bit of news I had?
That wasn't video game related. I just thought I'd share it.
That's fine.
I brought it for show and tell. I hope the class enjoyed it.
I brought a ferret, but it disappeared.
I brought a rat, but your ferret ate.
This Mass Effect 4 thing, there was a survey coming out. Someone posted on Reddit. I want to credit you, Reddit poster. But I lost the link.
U/potato in anus.
Okay. All right.
No. That is an actual Reddit user, but I don't think he posted this. It's great because he used to post a bunch of really newsworthy stuff, and then actual news sites would have to quote him. So it'd be like Fox News quoting potato in anus.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't know if it was potato in anus, but it was something to do with potatoes being in anus.
So you're talking about that, and then here's one right now that's like pre-war potato.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently, Reddit users really like the
potatoes. Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Hey, well, speaking of living off $5 a week, potatoes are the way to do it.
Yeah. I think potatoes are one of those perfect foods where you can like get all your nutrition from them.
It's pretty much staying in celebrity gossip. Billy Bob Thornton once had to go to the hospital because when he was a poor actor, all he was living off of was potatoes. He had to go to the hospital because that's all he was eating.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently they aren't a perfect food.
Apparently not.
Today I learned.
Where's this guy's username?
He's deleted.
Okay, well, anyway.
So Deleted says...
Deleted said, hey, I posted this thing... actually... Who gives a shit? Whatever. Basically, they were doing surveys, like online surveys, and there was one for Mass Effect 4, which they were surveying a lot of stuff, like, I guess if people would want it. It sounds a lot different than any Mass Effect we've played before.
Oh, it was in the article. Apparently, his name before he deleted it was Benjamin_Stone.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Which makes me question how legit it is if he deleted it immediately.
Yeah, that's true. But it's really fleshed out, though. So
true. Maybe he had deleted it because they're NDAs or something like that.
Yeah, who knows? I don't want to get it traced by the man.
Hunt you down, Benjamin Stone.
Yeah, but there's so much here. You'll get a crew again. You'll do that. They'll all have backstories. That's fine.
A capable crew.
A capable crew, no less. Great.
You sound so excited for it.
Yeah, instead of I can't remember that dude's name right now. I was going to make a joke about him, and I hated him. I can't remember.
I can't help you.
I hated both males in Mass Effect that were...
Shep?
No. Both male crew members that were like regular humans.
Oh. I couldn't tell you.
God, I can't remember their freaking names right now. Like crew members that were in your party, not like a crew member that was like on board.
Well, yeah.
Because the one guy, I can't remember his name, he was the one that you went to, like the planet that his father had been on. And you found out like this is in the second or third one, I think.
I wouldn't know then.
Ah, crap. Okay.
I'm a bad Mass
Anyway,
Effect fan.
anytime you went and like talked to him, especially if you played FemShep, which I was doing on my second playthrough, every like dialogue option led to him like thinking you were coming on to him. Like they tried to force a romance so hard, and I was like, no, I'm just trying to talk to this guy. Like, but
now
like
you know how real life women have
everything you asked, he was like, so why are you really here, Shepard, or something like that. And then like all the option trees would either be like, meet me in my cabin, or, you know, take me downstairs, or fuck off. Like, and I was like, I don't want to be mean to the dude, but it got to the point where I was just like, fuck you, stop talking to me. I exaggerate about the, you know, bend me over my fish tank in my cabin thing, but...
No, I think that's actually a feature of Mass Effect 2.
Yeah. Him and the other dude that was in the first one, he was the male version of Ashley. Start with a K. Either him or her would die.
Oh, I don't remember.
You could choose. I can't remember his name, but I didn't like him.
He was so damn long since I played Mass
He
Effect.
I
played the original Mass Effect when it came out, and that was the last time I played Mass
Okay.
Effect.
Well, he was in the first one. You could romance him whether or not you were male or female.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I killed him immediately.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the other Mass Effect. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with me?
The new one that we have all solid details on.
Yeah, but
Definitely happening.
Yeah, there's rumors about. Okay, so this is cool for me. The Mako's back. Everyone hates it. I love it.
I like the Mako.
Explore the surfaces of hundreds of planets. Apparently, it's only taking place in the Helios cluster, though. So you can explore surfaces again. It seems like there's going to be a lot more of like building up areas and stuff like that. I think it's like there's settlements and stuff. I think it's probably going to be stuff similar to building up like the manor and stuff in Assassin's Creed, like the villa.
Building up your bases.
Yeah, all your bases. Let's see. Search solar systems for rare habitable planets to establish a settlement that could serve as a base for humankind's new home in the Helios cluster. As you build permanent settlements, you will make strategic choices on where to focus your new base's resources. For example, recon settlements will clear fog of war. Oh, wow. And from the spaceman, it gives players more strike team missions to choose from, while mining settlements will periodically supply the players' supply of crafting materials. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of strategy to the game as well. Or strategy game type elements in terms of like
building up
mining
bases
and
helping your operations, and
which seems cool. Like, I'm down for that. I don't know if it's going to be strictly that and people are going to flip their shit when there's like, this isn't a third-person shooter. If it has all of those things, that seems awesome.
This is the RPG version of Sid Meier's Starships.
Yeah. Huh. But yeah. So, it's all speculation. Take this with a grain of heroin. But,
A grain of hair.
Yeah.
And a strand of salt.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really feel like they fucked up, though. And I mean, fucked up with showing that thing at, like, the E3
before. That was just dumb.
Like, that's way too far out. Like, yay, I'm excited for this.
Although, I don't know. That and Criterion, both. When Criterion showed their, hey, look, we're making this vehicle game. And then it was, like, gray box levels.
Oh, yeah.
That were just horrible. And I was like,
That didn't bother me as much as the Mass Effect thing, though.
Here's some...
Because at least they showed gameplay. Like, the Mass Effect thing was just like, here's concept art.
Yeah.
And here's a Krogan that you've already seen before.
True.
We're working on a game. That's what it is. Yes, we know that because you don't have a game coming out this year. We know you're working on a game. So, I don't know. It was just a bummer thing where it's
Bioware's just sitting around.
Yeah. Just hanging out. Just,
We keep calling Microsoft. We're like, hey, you guys want to make us a game?
Yeah.
Us to make a game? Nah, it's cool. Just hang out.
Not yet.
You guys want some more booze while you're waiting?
This was interesting too. Not really newsworthy, I guess, but I wanted to mention this. The GTA 5 files, which is now out on PC, some modders got into the files of it, and they reveal all kinds of stuff. There was things like, let's see, I don't want to use a word to be fucked up with. God damn it.
What?
I can't use words, period, right now.
A word to be fucked up with?
I don't want to use a word to be fucked up with. Holy shit.
Well, that is a sentence.
That's going to be the title of this fucking episode now.
Use a word to be fucked up with.
Anyway, basically they discovered, I guess, code or
I see horses,
whatever.
zombies,
yes,
and more.
Horses, zombies, and other shit.
That's fun. I like zombies.
I'd be cool with horses. Houses.
I like how we both went for the different... You went for horses, I went for zombies.
I'd be cool with zombie horses.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, get some...
Zombies.
Horse skulls are awesome.
Zombies would be cool.
They're mean looking.
Who knows? It could be a thing that they're doing with GTA Online in terms of, like, during Christmas they had snow everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe this Halloween or something they're going to have zombies.
Maybe it's going to be Grand Theft Auto Undead Nightmare.
That'd still be cool. That'd still be cool. I got to jump back into that. I wish I had a PC to play it on, but I don't. So I'm going to probably pick it up on next gen.
Maybe we can get a sponsorship from blank.
From blank?
PC manufacturer.
Blank PC manufacturer. They give me a free Pessy.
Pessy? Not if you call it that. Then they'll be like, no, he knows nothing. He's like Jon Snow.
Yeah, man, I can't really think of any other news that came out. Like what? What?
The Witcher?
We always talk about what was new with The Witcher.
The fucking leaks. With the thing.
That's true. All I looked at was the map, and that was it. I didn't want to know anything else.
Yeah, I didn't look at spoilers.
Yeah.
I stayed very far away from that.
But the map apparently... See, I looked at that map, and I thought that was an entire game world map.
Nope.
But you're saying that that's only... What,
were you looking at the one with that came with the leaks, or were you looking at the one that came with, like... There was, like, the city Novigrad up the top, and all that stuff? Let's see.
Type, clickety-clack on the click-clacks.
Clickety-clack, don't look back.
How did this leak and it's not the first image that pops up?
We're looking for maps now.
I don't even see it.
Did you see the one with all the colors on it? Or did you see the one?
Yeah, it was the one. There's Pedo Bear in the woods.
It had like the colored zones and shit.
Yeah, it was the one that said the Northern Realms.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that one was the Northern Realms, and it had the Skellige Islands on it. But yeah, that's not the entire map, because then there's No Man's Land as well, which is the largest of the three zones. Talking about that one?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm talking about... No, I didn't... Oh, yeah, no, I didn't see this.
Yeah, that's just the islands. That's Ard Skellig, which is like the big island in that zone.
I don't even see the map.
I know which map you're talking about, though.
Talking about.
Yeah, no, I know which map you're talking about. And yeah, that's not the entire...
The point we're trying to make here, people, is the map is really fucking big.
Yeah. So, like, basically, the map that got leaked was, like, a little bit more detailed map of one of the islands. Mm. And that island, the area of that particular zone is about 21 or so. Yeah, that's map.
This is the one that I saw.
Yeah, this is not the entire thing. So, like, this map right here is about the size of the big map. The map of the islands is about the size of the other bigger map, but it's just shrunk so you can see both of them. But then No Man's Land isn't even on there.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, well. Fuck.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
But just the islands are about 21 or so square miles, and to put that in perspective, Skyrim is about 12.4 square miles.
Yeah.
So the smallest region is almost twice as big as Skyrim. All of Skyrim.
So that makes me curious about how large this actual city is going to be.
They said over 300 buildings.
Okay. That's a large number.
That's a pretty good size.
That's
city.
pretty good size.
But yeah, I mean, like, and
You could
part of
set
the
an
leak-
Assassin's Creed game there.
Yeah. But part of the leak was talking about how they were planning to utilize that much area, because having that much area is great and all, but if there's like a vast
If it's just a
wasteland of
vast
nothing,
area, yeah.
then it's just going to be annoying. But yeah, the leak was talking about their strategies for how to fill that out and how they wanted to make sure that not only was there something to do everywhere, but there were very obvious like reference points so you could navigate very easily and know exactly where you are and where you need to go without having to rely too heavily on like online guides or anything like that.
And this is, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. I keep telling people, I'm like, I don't want to be excited for this game because I want to have like really super low expectations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I don't even know how to stop myself from being excited for this game.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, just having a world that large, I'm probably going to start off getting partially through the story, and then I'm just going to be like, I'm not even going to touch another, like, story thing for the next week.
Yeah.
I'm just going to roam around and do whatever I want.
Yeah, this is why I've told people,
if the world's built up
yeah.
enough, where it's not just like, oh, yep, here's the same areas. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, Far Cry 4, though, I was just playing. Like, that world isn't entirely interesting to me.
Yeah.
Outside of, like, the camps and stuff. We talked about this on the last podcast where, they just kind of, they have things that happen, like random occurrences, but they're very obvious. Oh, here's this thing that's going down. Go.
Yeah, kill these goats or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, obviously goats are a huge menace.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, so if it's stuff, and I was talking about, like, Red Dead, if it's more kind of stuff like that.
But this is why I've told
just
people,
like anything
don't
where I
bother me
can
for
go
the
on.
first 2 weeks after it comes out, because like I'm going to be playing this for a
Yeah.
long time. Also,
Hopefully.
I don't fast travel, so
Yeah, you don't fast travel, and that's crazy to me. Listen, I understand what you mean. Like, what's the point of having a large world if you're going to fast travel everywhere? I don't fast travel just like, all right, I got to be on the other side of this map. I've never been in this area, or I took a carriage to it, or whatever. It's unlocked. I can fast travel to it. I fast travel back and forth between places I've been to like multiple times. Like, if they're like, hey, go here or go, explore this region or whatever, then I'm going to naturally do that. Like, I'm going to get on my horse or I'm going to walk or something like that. But if it's like we were talking about Skyrim before, any of those, hey, go to Solitude, deliver this, and then you go to Solitude, and then they're like, cool, take this back to this person. Like, that type of thing, I'm going to fast travel, especially if I'm all the way in Riften, because I've already been all over the map. I know what's between here and there. Now, I know random things are going to happen on my way from Riften to Solitude, but it's like I'm just trying to mark this quest off real quick. Thing. So,
but I mean, I always play it as a role-playing game, so I always get in the mindset of I am in this world, so I'm going to act like I am in this world. So if somebody needs me to take, and that's actually why I get frustrated with the Elder Scrolls series, is because everything's so compressed.
Yeah.
And so when somebody's like, hey, can you go take this over to the next town? I'm like, why don't you fucking do it? It's like 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Let's go run it down.
Yeah.
Do it on your lunch break.
Well,
So
yeah.
I like that feeling of like, oh, I need to take this somewhere. I actually have to go on a journey to get it there. And there's a reason that I specifically have to do it, and this person that's giving it to me can't go do it.
Yeah.
Because there's fucking whatever in the way.
Yeah.
But then I also use it as an opportunity to go explore. So it's like, in Oblivion, the first couple times I went between places, I would take the roads. Mm-hmm. But then somebody would be like, hey, can you take this over there? And I'd be like, sure. And then I'd go kind of take little detours off the path and go explore along the way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how, instead of just being like, oh, well, I'm not going to do the story or whatever, I would just take the time on the storyline to go out of my way in between places and explore places. So that's where I'd be like, oh, I'm taking something from Skingrad to Bruma.
Yeah.
And I'd cut through some of the woods and I'd be like, oh, there's a farmhouse over here. Well, I'll go see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
And then I just happened to stumble upon, oh, well, the skeletons have taken it over and the people have taken refuge up over there or whatever like that. And that's how I'd find that stuff. And then once I was done, of course, I'd go back and find more of that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's how I kind of played those games.
Yeah, I do that as well. So, yeah, that makes sense. I think I normally, though, in the same like vein of role playing, a lot of times I won't do that. For the exact same reason, though, because I'm role playing. So I'm like, they're like, hey, this has to get there fast. So then I won't like veer off the path to go, because like if I'm role playing as that character or whatever, I'm like, I have to go do this. I don't have time to go investigate what's in this cave or whatever. So I'll be like, all right, I know there's a cave there. I'll come back to it after I deliver this, you know, and then I'll go deliver, and then I'll just fast travel back to the cave or something like that. So it's the same kind of thing, just in a different order, I guess.
My problem is I do that in real life, where people will be like, hey, can you go over and like take these to the laundromat or something like that? And I'll be like, you know what? I've never taken this road, and it looks like it goes to that general direction, and they'll just fucking drive down that road.
Fair enough.
And sometimes I find cool shit. Like one time I was coming back from Atlanta, and I took like a really way out of the way road, and it was during Christmas, and I found all these little tiny towns that had like these really cool churches and stuff, and the whole town would be entirely decorated by Christmas stuff.
Really?
It's like if I just took the interstate, I wouldn't have seen this.
There was a sign when me and Amanda went to Asheville. There was a sign on the way there that I posted on, I think, my Twitter. I'll put it up on the podcast one because I think it's awesome. But it's a sign and it says Batcave 4 miles. Like it's off the interstate. And it says Batcave 4 miles.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I took a picture of it because I had seen it before and I knew it was coming up. And I was like, oh man, this is great. So I just want to get up there and do like a stencil of like Batman with like his fist in there, like, damn it, Robin, or something like that. But it's so great.
But yeah, so I do that kind of stuff in real life. So if I'm role playing in that world, then it's not weird for me to be like, oh, this needs to be done. Like, unless it's like, this town is literally on fire. We need you to take this bucket of water over there and put it out.
This town is on fire.
But like, if they're like, oh, well, you need to bring the schematics for this armor to be crafted so you can fight the whoever. I'm like, okay, that's not something that's like, this has to be done in the next 10 minutes.
That's true.
I'm going to kind of explore while I'm on my way.
Well, see, here's the thing. I say that, but I do realize there's a contrast because, like we were talking about before in a previous podcast, we were talking about just like video game logic in sense of like, I know how this works. I know this door opens, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times I will they'll be like, oh, this has to be done immediately. And I'm like, okay, cool. I know none of this is going to trigger until, like, I can accept this quest and take however long, really.
Unless it's Deus Ex.
Yeah, well, that's true. But like you said, like, they'll be like, this place is on fire. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. I'll go save everyone. But it's like, no one's going to die.
See, that's my thing is, like, in those situations, I actually will rush.
Oh, really? Yeah. I do sometimes, but if I have, like, a huge... using Skyrim as an example again, like sometimes people run up to you and be like, oh my God, I need you to come help me with this or whatever, and it's not a thing where you go up and talk to them. They just come up and bombard you or whatever, and I'm like, fuck, fine, okay, I'm doing this other thing, but whatever. Yes, let me write it down on my quest log. I'll get to you, sir. Thank you. What is your name? All right. I'll put
your order number 86.
Yeah, exactly.
I will call your number when you're ready.
Exactly, yeah. And so then it's one of those things where I'm like, I know nothing's going to happen until me as the player enters a specific area or something like that. So it is a weird contrast where sometimes I'm role-playing. I'm like, yes, I got to get to that. And other times it's like, I don't need to deal with you right now. I'll just save this for later.
Like, here's a funny example of Skyrim. Is like, when I start Skyrim, every single time I start Skyrim, I go to the little town, because I have to go to the little town. I talk to
what little town?
The
Riverwood?
Riverwood.
You totally don't.
I know you don't have to. Okay. But for my role playing mind, I go to Riverwood. I talk to them. They say you need to go inform the thing of Whiterun. Not the thing, but you know.
Yeah.
You have to go to Whiterun.
The Jarl.
Yeah. So I go to Whiterun. I tell him because I'm like, there's fucking dragons. he's important. He needs to know about this.
Yeah.
So I go to Whiterun, and I tell him, and then I go exploring. Every single time. I do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know I don't have to.
Yeah.
I know as soon as I'm out of that cave, I can go wherever the fuck I want to.
You're like, he needs another dragon. I do that a lot of times, but then sometimes it depends on the character I'm playing as. Because sometimes if I'm playing as, like, I don't give a shit character, I'll run out, and I can't remember his name right now. The Stormcloak, who you always pick.
Yeah.
He'll come out of the cave, and it's weird because he says we should probably go our separate ways.
But follow me.
Yeah, and then he's like, follow me. And then, but there are times, like, I've come out and I've been like, peace, and just gone off somewhere else. Like, I'm going to play as a wood elf, and I'm going to, after the Hearthstone DLC, I'm going to just build the smallest version of the house in Hearthstone Hearthfire DLC.
I'm just going to sit down and play cards.
Yeah, play cards.
Sorry y'all are on fire. I'm just going to...
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm not even going to go worry about these dragons. I'm going to build the smallest version of the house in Falkreath, and I'm just going to kill deer and sell their skins for money to buy other stuff and stuff like that.
And then dragon comes out of nowhere and destroys your entire...
Yeah, because I can't kill a dragon if I'm just an archer.
Nope.
At least not early on.
No, yeah.
Right,
You actually lose levels.
Yeah.
You start out as a warrior, and then you just become random hunter guy.
But yeah, so I feel like The Witcher, I'm probably am going to roleplay more than anything. I'm going to spend so much time in that world. Also, like, you play is in third person, which I think is going to kind of make me roleplay a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because you're playing as a character.
Oh, I got you.
You know, like, I'm playing as him, and I see him as this, you know, like, type of badass where it's like, I don't have to prove myself. Like, they showed off that one video of, like, him in a tavern or whatever, and someone trying to start something with him. He was kind of like, how about I just buy everybody drinks, when, like, really he could kill all of them.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. And he was just like, whoa, calm down, I'll buy you guys drinks, you know, just, you know, don't hassle me or whatever.
Yeah.
You could choose to be like, say like, back off or I'll kill you or whatever, but
You'd be like, you just don't want to get in a fight because, like, you got to worry about your beard.
yeah, your beard's going to be growing or whatever. So
You don't want somebody to have a haphazard sword swing take off your mighty mane that you've been working on for a while.
Yeah, not even that. There's a hearth fire there. You could burn
Is he
it up.
playing? Maybe that's why he doesn't want to get in a fight. He's playing Hearthstone, and he doesn't want to be interrupted.
I saw this recently, and I was thinking about this last time we were talking about The Witcher, because I was like, I haven't seen this game in a while.
I think I know which game you're talking about.
Yes. Kingdom Come Deliverance. They just posted like a new screen, basically just being like, hey, here we are. For those of you guys that don't know, this is a fantasy RPG or non-fantasy RPG.
It's like medieval.
Yeah, so it's medieval without dragons and magic and stuff like that. So it's accurate to the time. They posted this screenshot.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it is very pretty.
It is a screenshot of a village next to a little lake in a valley.
Yeah, there's a little pond here in the valley. We can see some forests and stuff like that with different types of
in
trees.
The foreground.
Yeah. But now this was one of the first games that they showed off a demo for the PS4 in. They didn't have it under this title, but after they announced this game, it was clearly it. There was a like little village that they showed off for like PS4 graphics or whatever. And they showed off like the ruts from the tracks of the carts in the mud and stuff like that.
It sounds like that song, The Frog in the Log in the Hole.
Yeah, the ruts and the tracks in the mud. Yeah, this game looks awesome. You also play as a character. You don't make your own character in this one. You play as a whatever. But
I really like it because like it seems like it's almost like the Dark Souls version of an RPG, where it's like super hardcore about it. Like they were talking about with the dialogue trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it auto saves after every single choice in a dialogue tree, so there is no let me try this option, see what happens. Oh, I don't like that one. Let me go back.
Yeah.
And let me try this other one. Like it won't let you do that. Once you picked, that's what you did. So there's a lot more pressure for every decision you make. And you can be like a vassal to a king and like work your way up through the ranks of his like army in the city that you're in, or you can go off and find like rebels and lead a rebellion against them or whatever. So it seems like there's a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
And a lot of choice.
Yeah, and it seems like when they've talked about it before and I've watched stuff, like, if you guys haven't seen this game, definitely look it up. There hasn't been a lot of talk about it or anything, especially now that The Witcher has become more, like, prevalent and, like, publicly viewed in the public eye. But there's just so much. They were talking about, like, sieging castles and, like, how you do stuff like that. And then they were saying, yeah, like right here, it's focused on skill-based mini-games. There's things to do like making weapons and distilling alcohol and stuff like that. But the world just absolutely looks gorgeous. And like you were saying, they tried to balance it all in realism. From what I understand, like the combat is going to be that way too. Like they researched like how people actually fought back then and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I just really hope that it actually delivers again, because it is a smaller, less funded project.
Yeah, although it's Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Like a Kickstarter back then.
Granted, Star Citizen was too, but these guys aren't at the 40, 70, $80 million mark that Star Citizen is.
That's true. But, yeah, and I'm really excited about it. I just don't... I think it's horrible timing for them with The Witcher 3 coming out.
I think as long as... Because they don't have a full release. I think if they wait a little bit and release a little bit after The Witcher hype has gone down, it might be perfect. Because then people will be into that mindset of these games can be awesome.
Well, yeah, that's true. But people may also jump into that game and be like... Because people are already criticizing some of it, going like, oh, no magic or dragons, that's boring. So people may get into it and be like, oh, there's no giant beast to fight or something like that. That's lame.
I can't even take its head as a trophy.
Yeah, so I don't know. And then also people that don't follow gaming a whole lot, they see it come out after, not realizing how long it takes to make a video game, and be like, oh, they just made this to look like Witcher.
Yeah.
Type thing, you know?
I love that.
So,
I also love when games come out and people are like, why doesn't it have this feature of the game that came out last month?
Yeah.
Maybe because they've been building it for the past 3 years and they just saw that feature.
So, I don't know. It looks absolutely awesome. I told you about this game a long time ago when I saw just like a couple of screenshots or something, but
yeah,
and it's
actually I saw that video that you were talking about like way back when, but I didn't know there was an actual name attached to it.
Yeah, well, there wasn't at the time. I just put it together because they showed another thing earlier, and I was like, "That's that village that they showed in that first like
with the
graphic
and tracks
comparison."
And the mud
yeah,
and the carts.
Well, like they paint over everything, and they're talking about like how you can tell like the houses and stuff were actually like boarded up. Like here's a nail in a board that they, you know, did and everything like that. Like this is how the door is put together and stuff like that. Like that amount of detail. So, which is pretty crazy. So, it's definitely very next gen.
Next Jenny.
Next Jenny. Jenny. It's next Jenny.
I like Jenny.
Which I'm excited about.
I want the next Jenny.
Cool. Anything else you can think of?
No.
No?
Nada.
You're a liar.
Am I?
Maybe.
I can't think of anything. Ever. Who are you? What are we doing right now? You have a hole in your shirt.
Do I?
Yeah.
Shit.
You were shot.
He's been shot. Get him to a hospital. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of my shirt.
That's
cool.
It's more on like the side of your shirt.
I like how I talked about there wasn't that much new stuff, and we spent like an hour talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we do.
We got off topic now. It's fine.
We started talking about Battlefront and then got on like DLC and Destiny.
Huh? Relevant.
Yep.
Relevant things. Alright. Well, cool beans. Stuff.
You sound very excited about everything that happened.
Man, I'm trying to... there was something else that I was going to fucking talk about. I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Way to go.
It was Dave, the butler, who did it. No, I'm just on Reddit. What the fuck am I doing?
We're on a podcast, goddamn. Get off of Reddit.
But I can't.
But it's so pretty.
Fair enough. Alright, well, cool. Is that going to be it?
Think so.
All right. Cool. As always, thanks, guys. We'll try to be back every week. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and junk. As always, you can follow. Don't do that. That puts way too much pressure on me. No, I'm waiting. Fuck it up now. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at SomeGamingCast is our Twitter handle, and then our email is somegamingpodcast@gmail.com.
Damn it.
Yep, I got it.
I
got it right.
Oh, and we're also on YouTube now. So.
Oh yeah,
if you're listening to us on iTunes or whatever, and you would prefer to watch a blank screen kind of
a still image.
Yeah, still image, and listen to us that way.
Yeah.
Then we're also on there.
Yeah. If you want my annoying voice coming out of your computer, we're also
into
on YouTube.
all of your ear holes.
What are we on YouTube? Some Gaming Network?
Yeah, I think Some Gaming Network.
Some Gaming Network.
The account that we're under.
Yeah.
We're kind of hard to find right now because YouTube doesn't like listing us. Even though if you search Some Gaming Podcast, that's like the first few words of our title, but it will still bring up fucking videos that have nothing to do with any of those keywords.
Haters gonna hate, Chad. Haters gonna hate. Alright, guys. Thanks. See you next time.
Later.